I saw this movie called Possession, and it was released back in 1981. So the 70s were over. The time of the 70s hijinks in films were over. Well, they still had influence in the 80s films. It had some influence in the movie industry during the 80s. Excuse me. So, like I said, I saw this movie called Possession. Heard about it, finally got a chance to see it. It was pretty much like, okay, well, I'm sure all these people probably, to them, they felt it was a bit out there. You know, everyone has their own opinions about certain movies. Like, for example, everyone says Terrifier is a good, awesome movie, you know, things like that. I personally don't care for it. And honestly, if I had to choose between Joker and Terrifier, I would watch the Joker. Despite the Joker, like I said, I've heard some reviews on it. Even did some research, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure I like it. You know, I don't mind spoiler alerts. You know, spoiler alerts gives me the chance to see if it's worthy to watch or anything. It sounds like Joker's best to watch at home on home release, not in like a movie theater. Honestly, I would rather watch Craven the Hunter that's coming out in a couple of weeks. Or it's coming out next week. I'd rather watch Craven the Hunter and Nosferatu. The Nosferatu looks like it's gonna be good. It looks like it's gonna be more centered around the whole Dracula theme. Because Nosferatu and Dracula, they were two different movies, right? They had nothing to do with each other, right? Same concept, you know, the whole vampiric thirst for blood, you know, kind of thing. Um, if anything, Nosferatu was probably the inspiration behind the design of Salem's Lot. I mean, come on, we all have seen the similarities. It doesn't take us rocket scientists to know where they got the inspiration from. And speaking of Salem Lot, I've seen bits and pieces of the original. I've never seen it full through. I haven't seen the new version. I don't know. It just never grabbed me to watch. You know, it's cool that they're deciding to bring to revamp the Stephen King franchise. Yeah, they did a TV. They did a movie of it. Now they're doing a movie. Now they're doing a show called Daryl, a TV series. Honestly, I don't see why, but I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. That's the question? Is it what the fans want versus what people think the fans want? Yeah, I just know I wasn't. I didn't ask for Salem's Lot. But anywho, saw the movie Possession. Didn't think anything of it. Wanted to watch it, and I'm clearly going like, okay, I can see why people were a bit taken back. It didn't make any sense. Basically, the movie is about Samuel, who is an agent, comes home to his wife, finds out she's having an affair, and she asks for a divorce. After she asks for a divorce, her behavior starts to, you know, get very bizarre, and her mentality is in question. Honestly, I think this is kind of like an allegory or some kind of symbolism of, you know, mental health, on how, you know, marriage and divorce can, you know, weigh heavily on someone. Almost like uh, Rosemary's Baby. The author of Rosemary's Baby just took what a time when a woman is pregnant to be they're happy, you know, yeah, they're a little bit scared, but that's, you know, normal, you know, a best time to bring a life into the world, and reared it on its head with Rosemary Baby in the whole, oh, the whole, you are the mother of this demon child. Yeah, and then they made a movie of it back in, I think it was, what was it, 70? Late 60s, early 70s? I just know that 1969 was a very, very violent year. It was a very violent year. Um, but yeah, so the way I saw Possession was the direction that Rosemary Babies was. Like I said, it was a movie, like the movie Possession was like, what the heck? I mean, clearly you see her mentality declining. Obviously, it just looks like a woman wanted out of her loveless marriage, which is why she did what she did. And of course, adding more fuel to the fire of some weird creature that later turned into the doppelganger of Sam Neill's character. And the ending didn't make any sense either. Like, there was some woman named Helen who looks like an exact twin of Anne, which is the movie's character, and she's babysitting the child of Anne and Sam Neill's character. Like Sam Neill's character, and he's saying, "Don't open the door! Don't open the door!" He heads upstairs, and the doppelganger, you can see outside the frosted window of the door because she thinks that's the kid's father. Like, it was like the movie didn't make any sense. Like I said, I think it's some sort of symbolism with mental health, and back in those days mental health was not back, it was a stigma and taboo to speak about it. In the 90s, you could, they were trying to say, hey, this is real. Nowadays it's more of awareness, and that the stigma and taboo still has a firm grip. I'm pretty sure you guys catch my drift, things like that. But yeah, I think that's what that movie states, because divorce is messy. Divorce is not easy. I've never been married. So I know a good amount of you guys, well, you never been married. How do you know? I can only go by what other people have said, both the woman and the man and whomever, and, who has been married. They say that when you get divorced, it feels, like failure. You wanted to do everything I could. You have one party fighting for their marriage as if if their life depends on it. You have another one that just, I'm done. So I think that's what that symbolizes, and that the whole rest of the supernatural and weird stuff was just some way to turn the movie on its ugly head and have people like, what the heck? And there's this one particular scene that I'm not going to go into it. All I know is that Anne is with this creature, and the husband sees them together, and it's just, what was the idea behind it? Was the people behind this movie, was the director possibly hopped up on something? I don't know. I'm like, it was like all I could hear was like the psycho music. I'm like, and then Sam just like he's like going all mad. For a moment there, I thought I was watching, I think it was Mouth of Madness, which he plays the main character in that movie, which was part of the Apocalypse trilogy of John Carpenter. So the first was Kurt Russell starring in The Thing. The second one was Donald Persling, who's well known for playing Samuel Lewis in Halloween. He was in Prince of Darkness. And then the third and final movie was Mouth of Madness, which stars Sam Neill. He's a brilliant actor. Sam Neill is a brilliant actor. First time I saw him was in Jurassic Park. Didn't know he did. Well, I was a kid. I was in the 90s. I'm not like now, like, oh yeah. Well, Sam Neill, he was in Event Horizon with starring alongside Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne not only played Morpheus in Matrix, but he was also in Boys of the Hood, and and all this stuff. And then Keanu Reeves, before he did Neo in Matrix, also alongside Lawrence Fishburne, he did this, and this. He was in The Watcher, which he plays the serial killer, starring alongside James Spade. James Spade is good friends with Robert Downey Jr., which they starred together in Age of Ultron, where, all this, random information, cross, 6 degrees of separation, and you like, oh, well, this person knows this person's worked with this one and that, who worked on it, things like that. Yeah, Sam Neill's a good actor, very genuine. And he happens to be New Zealand. I didn't know he was a New Zealander. That's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. And he has, from what I had heard, he has a chicken farm. And he names his chickens after his co-stars. That's pretty neat. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool if I ever worked with him. He would name a chicken after. I'd be honored. Hell yeah. I'd be honored. That's just me. But yeah, like I said, I saw the movie Possession, and it's just like, it wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was very perplexing. I saw it on YouTube, so if you guys are into the really weird and don't make sense and clearly just, it's like, what were they thinking when they made this film? This movie will be for you. It's called Possession, 1981. Starring Sam Neill. It's on YouTube. Go ahead and watch it. It's just as mind-boggling as Cannibal Holocaust, which is also on YouTube. I remember talking about it at Comic-Con, and one of the gentlemen was very surprised that I even saw the film. I said, yeah, like, this is the Video Chronicler, the first ever Video Chronicle movie, horror film, if you really think about it. And it's kind of funny because the director of The Blair Witch, when he first heard about it, it was after the release of The Blair Witch. Someone had asked him, hey, have you watched Cannibal Holocaust? Is this what inspired you to make the film? He goes, I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. He goes ahead and watch it. He said that if he saw Cannibal Holocaust before, he would not have made Blair Witch. He would not have made Blair Witch. But, hell, a wise man once said, what you don't know, you don't miss. So, yeah, that's just me. But, yeah, like I said, I watched the film. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, it's not like what other people called about Trash Humpers, where you had to go home and take a shower, to wash off the symbolic filth. This is the kind of movie that clearly is like, okay, let me watch another movie just to give myself some peace of mind, because that movie didn't make any sense. And that's exactly what it did. It didn't make any sense. And obviously it's not a movie where you could watch again, at least not for me, but it's like, what was the point? Either I really, really missed the point, or clearly there was no point in the movie and it was just, a ruse for entertainment, That's what movies are. They're for entertainment purposes. They're not meant to be taken seriously. They're not meant to cause great discussions of how it's causing the economy or the culture to go the way it is. It is for amusement. That's what they are. Video games, music, all for entertainment. All for amusement. That's all. But yeah, and I mean, possession, excuse me, not the possession, no. The Possession is about a girl who, it's more centered about religion and demons and about the Ribbity Box, which in Hebrew, religion is believed to trap, entities and stuff, and that the object is cursed and stuff like that. That's what that really means. No, it's possession, not the possession. I do apologize if I said the possession. No, the Possession and The Possession are two very different films. That movie, The Possession, stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's very handsome. And he starred as the father in Supernatural. He also did the comedian in The Watchmen. He played, hell, for any Walking Dead fans out there, yes, he played Negan. Yes, he did a good job with that. He also did a whole bunch of other movies I don't know, but he's been around. But yeah, watch at your own risk. I don't know. It's one of those films that clearly it was like I basically had to force myself to watch the whole thing, because it was just like, it was one of those movies that it doesn't interest you. You want to change it. It's like, what the heck is this? Okay, whatever kind of thing. That's how it was when I first saw The Exorcist. I stumbled upon the movie. The part that I remember for a fact, because like I said, I didn't know I was watching The Exorcist. I didn't even know about his existence until after I saw that scene. Oh, so the movie I saw, that clip that I saw on that movie was this movie. You know, I I woke up one night, couldn't get some sleep, put on the television, and I saw the scene that I remember was she was put to do an MRI to check out what she was going through, what Reagan was going through, and then the scene where she starts going up and down on the bed and she starts cussing up a storm. And I was like, what is this? Whatever, I didn't stick around to find out. And then another scene that I remember was the part where the mother goes into the room while, her daughter is now possessed, and she opens the gown and she sees the daughter saying, help me, in the stomach, help me. Yeah, The Exorcist never interested me to watch. I still don't care for it. It's amazing about a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes. But, what happens behind the scene was more intriguing than the actual movie. The movie is just it never grabbed me to watch. It didn't scare me away, but it's like I kind of know what it's about without even watching it. And I'm cool with not having the experience to watch it, because when I did had the little experience that I did, it didn't grab me. That's just me. But yeah, watch if you dare. I don't know. Just watch if you dare.